Today I'm feeling TUFF tough. I'm Mr. Mellow, and welcome to Oh The Humanities, where today we talk about 10 facts you might not have known about S.E. Hinton's young adult classic, The Outsiders. The Outsiders, published in 1967, follows Pony Boy Curtis, a young member of the Greasers gang, in their rivalry against the rich kids from the other side of town, the Socs. This book has stood the test of time, being hugely popular throughout the decades, and today we're going to find out a little bit why. Number 10. The setting of The Outsiders is never actually named. However, we know, thanks to the author, that it takes place in her home of Tulsa, Oklahoma, which makes all of those references to rodeos make a little bit more sense. Number 9. Many people throughout the decades have associated very strongly with the characters in The Outsiders, and if it's any indication, Fanfiction.net has over 8,100 stories based on The Outsiders, making it probably one of the most popular novels to base some fan fiction on throughout the ages. I actually went to check fanfiction.net because I was curious. We're up from 8,100 to 9,700. That means with just a few more, we could hit 10K. Come on, guys, we gotta pump those numbers up. They're rookie numbers. Number 8. S.E. Hinton drew on a number of influences when writing The Outsiders. Some of her favorite writers were Ray Bradbury and Shirley Jackson, who wrote The Haunting of Hill House. However, she was also inspired by many popular movies of the day that dealt with similar coming-of-age themes, such as Rebel Without a Cause and West Side Story. Number 7. S.E. Hinton gets a bit frustrated when people get her famous quotes wrong. As we know, there's a famous saying in the book that goes, "Stay gold," but she's actually taken to Twitter to get pretty aggravated when people misquote this and say, "Stay golden" instead. Number 6. It makes a lot of sense that The Outsiders has resonated with so many teenagers throughout the decade, considering that S.E. Hinton was only 16 when she started writing the book. It makes sense that she would understand what teenagers are going through more than the average writer. Number 5. S.E. Hinton actually wrote The Outsiders after failing a creative writing class in high school. It just goes to show, no matter what criticism you might get and what people might think of your writing, if you keep on pushing and you keep on writing from the heart, you can be a very successful writer with a great story that can affect millions. Number 4. S.E. Hinton based the Greasers and the Socs on real gangs from her high school. However, she was not a member of the Greasers or the Socs. That's why, even though most of our main characters are Greasers, she really fairly explores both sides of the conflict, and we understand why the Socs do the things they do as well. As she says in the book, things are rough all over. Number 3. S.E. Hinton's publisher for The Outsiders, Viking Press, urged her to go by her initials, S.E., instead of using her name, Susan. This was because they thought that readers and reviewers alike would dismiss a book written by teenage girls about teenage boys. Number 2. While The Outsiders is one of the most popular books taught in schools across America, it's actually one of the most censored and most banned books by schools as well. Some people seem to think that a book where teenagers are drinking, smoking, and murdering might not be appropriate for kids. However, its enduring popularity might come from not shying away from these real-world issues. Number 1. More than any other book, The Outsiders paved the way for young adult literature. Before The Outsiders, publishers didn't think that they could market and sell books intended just for a teenage audience. However, when librarians and teachers realized how much teenagers just couldn't get enough of The Outsiders, they realized that they had a whole new genre on their hands, setting up the stage for authors like John Green and Suzanne Collins to create mega sellers like The Fault in Our Stars or The Hunger Games. If you like young adult literature today, you owe a lot of thanks to The Outsiders. Thanks for joining me today on Oh The Humanities with these 10 Outsiders facts. We hope you'll like and subscribe for more educational content, and don't forget to stay gold.